Hi, welcome to the Financial Gardeners podcast. I'm Christine Mills. Today I'm going to talk all about family legacy and having those family conversations. We're entering the time of year where everyone is getting together, whether it's for Thanksgiving or religious holidays or Christmas or Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I know Diwali just happened last week, and you're getting around a lot of people you love and really care about. And most times that includes your families. So it's very important that in the midst of having one of your favorite dishes and moments with your family is to have really great conversations that you can pass on information and values that you want them to instill going forward. I'm really a big proponent of people, my clients, and to ensure that their family finances are in order in regards to financial planning. As a financial planner, I always make sure that my clients have their wills and trusts as something that they're working on. But it's very important also to move past that and discuss your family legacy and values. And that may not necessarily be as straightforward on a financial plan as just having honest conversations around the dining room table, kitchen table about what you really care about. Some family values conversations could be in storytelling. You could share what you have overcome as a family, as an individual. Maybe it was a business that you started and how you went through the process of perfecting that business to where it is today. What sacrifices you had to make. Maybe you are one of the first in your family to have attended college and how that changed the trajectory of your family. I always like to share a story of my grandparents. They were married for 72 years. Marriage is a big part of our family legacy. They really did death till they parted. My grandfather passed away when he was 98 years old, and my grandmother passed away 102. They met each other when they were young children, and they grew together and had 16 beautiful kids. And they were able to ensure that education was one of their values of what they passed on to generations much later, even though they weren't able to have formal education, because that was a big value for them. You see 3 generations later that a lot of their offspring has received doctorate degrees, law degrees, MBAs, bachelor's, associates, PhDs. So that was a big part of our legacy, and that education was very important. For my parents, education was also very important. All 5 of us went to college, and although they never had formal education, it was something that was instilled in us to ensure that we carve out time to make goals, goal planning a big part of our lives. And I still use that today. What legacy do you want to continue in your family? And some of these stories that you could share are stories of triumph, but also stories of failure. Things happen in our lives that sometimes you might be ashamed of, but I have found a lot of hope in things that may have been perceived failure, but you never gave up. And because one thing for sure in our lives is that there are going to be times of challenge that we're all going to go through. And we can remember those stories of our ancestors, of our parents, of our grandparents, of what they had to overcome. And if you could share those stories with your loved ones and write them down and that pass it on as well. Another thing that you could talk about is finances. Where are your passwords? For the ones that you love, are you going to share where your most important documents are? Let them know, because God forbid something were to happen, they know where to go for those documents and those passwords so they can have access to it very quickly. So while you are carving that turkey or ham, or in my family, curry goat, make sure that you're having those conversations and also getting to know each other. Talk about pastimes that you had with your family. What were some memories? And maybe it's something that future generations can include in their family traditions as they form their family traditions as well. This is it for the episode. Again, thank you for joining me on the Financial Gardeners podcast. I'm Christine Mills, and I look forward to having you share what you got from this podcast episode, and I look out for hearing more from you and what were some topics that you'd like for me to include in future podcasts. Have a great day.